Okay, now we're going to go over the settings app. I'd like you to take this course very serious. This whole settings app is very critical on how your phone functions. A lot of times people have problems and it's nothing more than a simple setting inside this particular app. I recommend that one of the things I like to do is give assignments of homework. I recommend that you take every section, such as the Wi-Fi, the Bluetooth, the cellular, the personal hotspot, just those as an example. I recommend that you take each one of those particular sections one day at a time for 30 days, however long it takes you to do it. Make that your homework. Get to know your settings app. I really think it's important. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to go over the very first one. And what is airplane mode? Basically, that allows you to turn it on or turn it off. Okay. And what airplane mode is basically it turns off all your radios that are inside your phone, such as Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, cellular, and anything else that's inside there from your gyroscope. Everything turns everything off so that it won't mess with the airplanes while they navigate. Turns off your GPS, everything. It just totally makes your phone basically nothing more than a regular old Walkman or something like that, and allows you to play games and so on and so forth. The FAA has decided that that's okay for you to have as long as it's in airplane mode. So moving on, we're going to go ahead and go over the Wi-Fi hotspot. So what I want you to do is take a look here, and what you can do starting out is you can turn on Wi-Fi or turn it back off. It's kind of up to you on whether or not you want that. Sometimes a lot of people turn it off if they're trying to save their battery. If they're not trying to access any data whatsoever, you might turn it off. It does help you save battery if you were to turn off your Wi-Fi, turn off your Bluetooth, or turn off your cellular. You might just throw your device into airplane mode when your battery gets really low, but you got to understand no one's going to be able to call you. You're not going to be able to get a text message, and you're not going to be able to go on the internet. Just something to think about. Okay, well, the very first thing there, you see a little blue check mark, and you see it says R143ES. That's basically my Wi-Fi hotspot. And if you notice off to the right, there's a little padlock that says that it's locked, and then a little farther over has the Wi-Fi hotspot symbol. And basically that tells you your signal strength. If you look below, some of the signal strengths aren't quite as high as mine because I'm right here at home. All right, now the next one is this I. And what does that do? This basically allows you, if you click there, you can forget this network. And basically what that does is it will no longer remember the password for this particular Wi-Fi hotspot. It won't remember any of your settings that you had whatsoever. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what it looks like if you go to another Wi-Fi hotspot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on a Wi-Fi hotspot that I've never gone to before. And this is what it looks like. So you can see the name of the Wi-Fi hotspot, and it's asking me for the password. I type in the password and then I press join. That's how you sign into a Wi-Fi hotspot that you've never been to before. Now, this is how you sign into a Wi-Fi hotspot for a place that you've been to before. I'm going to go ahead and click this R143ES-5GHZ. Now, I've been there before, so it automatically remembers my password and all my settings for it, and it's automatically logged me in. Now, the next thing we're going to go over there is ask to join networks, yes or no. And you can read that right there. Basically, when you're driving down the road, if your phone sees a Wi-Fi hotspot, it'll ask you, would you like to connect to it? And you know, there's everywhere you go, there's a Wi-Fi hotspot. So I recommend that you turn this off. This can help you save battery. Now we're going to go ahead and move on over to Bluetooth. The very first thing we have there is Bluetooth, yes or no. Something that you can turn on or turn off. It's up to you. And then what we can do now is we can go down a little bit farther. These are the devices that I have set up to my phone. And if I would like, I can just click on the I to the far right and forget this device. Or if I would like, I can go in and I could tell it what do I want it to synchronize. It will actually synchronize my contacts onto the actual Bluetooth device. In this particular case, this is my car, and it knows what my contacts are. These contact groups are set up inside your contact or the phone app. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to forget this device here by pressing that, and then I'm going to say forget this device. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that device and I'm going to pair it with my phone. Okay, now I have turned my Bluetooth headset on and into pairing mode, and you can see there other device has been found. And so what I got to do is just click on it, and then it'll automatically pair to it. And then once it's been paired, I can go ahead and see that it's connected, and I can go ahead and forget it and or synchronize my contacts again. One of the things that I do recommend is that we talked about that before. If you notice there, it says now discoverable as iPhone. I do recommend that you set your name of your phone as a very generic name. If this was my phone as an example, and I were to say Eric Rogers' iPhone, I am telling everybody that's looking for Bluetooth devices that this is Eric Rogers' phone. I think that's a lot of information, and you really shouldn't do that. And it's a good idea for privacy and security reasons just to name your phone something simple. If, as an example, you have lots of phones in your family and you're trying to be able to identify them, you could change it a little bit, but I wouldn't have your full name, especially your first and last name. Just something to think about. Okay, now we're going to move on over to cellular. Very first thing we have there is cellular data. Yes or no? Do we want it turned on or turned off? It's up to you. This is a good way to, again, save battery power, and it is a good way to make sure you don't go over your data usage. Just turn that off. Now, what this is you get 3 different choices for enabling LTE. LTE is very fast cellular data, and you get to choose turn it off, voice and data, or data only. It's up to you. Okay, now the next option there is basically, do you want to allow data roaming? It's up to you whether you want to have it turned on or not. That is a good way to prevent having any roaming charges on your cellular bill. Now this call time, this is current and lifetime. These basically tracks how long you've been on the phone. Okay. All right, now this next area, what this is this is cellular data usage. This is for this particular period. And what you can do is you can, in this particular area, you can turn off cellular data for a particular app. If you notice that you're using a lot of cellular data for a particular app, or you know that it just seems like you can't control it, this is a good way of controlling it. You can quit the app, but if you have background updates enabled, you're still bringing in cellular data. This is a great way at the operating system level to control whether or not you're using any cellular data. If you're having problems with a particular app, and if you notice each one of these apps has an amount underneath it that shows you how much you've downloaded, how much it's used, that's just something to think about. You might go ahead and turn it on or turn it off. Okay. I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom, and I'm going to show you what I was trying to tell you about resetting your statistics. Once a month, your phone bill turns over, and when it turns over, I recommend that you go ahead and press reset. And what that it does is it allows you all of these numbers here, all of these settings here, to reset every month. And this global setting right here of cellular data usage actually gets reset. It's a very handy way for you to know how much you've used on your device for this particular month. Here, your first setting is turn it on or turn it off. It's up to you. The next one is your Wi-Fi password. I showed you earlier how to sign into Wi-Fi hotspots. This is how you create a Wi-Fi hotspot. And then there's your password. If you'd like to change a password, you can. It's up to you. And here's some recommendations on what you should choose. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what it looks like on how to connect to Wi-Fi hotspot when you have it enabled. You go back over to Wi-Fi and you look for the device, your device name, and you see there it says iPhone, and you click on it, and it'll ask you for your Wi-Fi password, and you type in that crazy password, and then you're officially in. You just press join. And I do recommend that you turn off your personal hotspot. And again, you turn off your personal hotspot right there. Okay, well, that'll conclude my class for now. I hope you learned something and have a good day.